Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful Today 24. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Flashes fly among Will and Electra. See the blooming connection between Electra Forrester and Will Spencer. Will and Electra surrender to their discernible science, reasonable bringing about their most memorable kiss. Could Will incline in for his actual collaboration with Electra, not too far off at Forrester manifestations? Check out, get how it unfurls. Another super couple? Youthful love truly endured a shot on BNB with Arj and Luna. They were so sweet and promising from the start, however at that point Luna ended up being a psycho executioner. Kindly, give us something to make up for the shortfall. Enter Will and Electra. These two new faces positively are engaging. Forrester assistant Will can have his pick of the women, however, his look has chosen Gem's configuration understudy Electra. The way that they are from contending families, he, a Logan/Spencer, and she, a Forrester, simply adds to the science. In any case, it's hard not to see that the pair have such comparative highlights that they nearly seem to be siblings. Already on BNB. Will has been capitalizing on each second he gets with Electra at Forrester manifestations. He may amenably draw in with different ladies in the workplace who play with him, however he doesn't truly focus on them. Lainey even welcomed Will over to her place after work, yet Will forgot about it like it was nothing. At the point when Electra and Lainey were officially presented, Lainey attempted to make her heartfelt opponent somewhat self-conscious. Electra could detect that her Forrester colleague could have done without her definitely, yet she stood her ground. After Lainey left, Will guaranteed Electra that she is the main lady he is keen on. The pair radiated with common adoration and warmth. Electra has another secret man. He's striking, he's lovely, and indeed, we will be seeing significantly a greater amount of him before long and perhaps months to come. Continue perusing beneath for all that you want to be aware. The intense and the delightful spoilers, Electra has another secret man. The striking and the delightful spoilers say that Electra will have a renewed person in her life as Christian Weissman. This is really intriguing information as this implies we will be getting another old flame on the show that won't include the standard threesomes that we continue to see. Obviously, you understand what we are referring to, as it's dependably Steffi and Trust battling about a man or Brooke and Taylor battling about Edge. In the event that Christian looks recognizable, this is on the grounds that he's been representing numerous long years. Truth be told, it doesn't make any difference in the event that he's on a phase or before the cameras, acting is by all accounts in his blood. He told the Jaguar back in 2023, I felt like I was somewhat insane in light of the fact that I was excessively energetic about when these different children were needing to do soccer, needing to do different games and agonizing over grade the everyday schedule school. I was sharpened in and zeroed in on it. Christian likewise composed a book called Her, Him and I. He appeared the book back in July and even composed on his web-based entertainment account, I will always remember this evening, thank you to every individual who made it conceivable. Brianna, for being an astonishing arbitrator and causing me to have a solid sense of security up there. Walker, Tycho, Elena, and everybody at Strand for supporting this fantasy of mine and being inconceivably kind and accommodating accomplices to toss this occasion with. Michelle at Focal Ave for not abandoning me. All my beautiful New York City companions for coming and spreading the news there, Landry and Annie, I owe you my most memorable conceived. What's next on BNB? We can hardly hold back to see what Christian will do on The Striking and the Lovely. The Striking and the Wonderful airs work days on the CBS organization. Really take a look at your nearby postings for times. Tell us your thought process by leaving us a line with your viewpoints in our remarks segment underneath. Additionally, return here for all the most recent news and spoilers on your #1 daytime network shows including General Clinic, Days of Our Lives, The Youthful and the Anxious and the Strong and the Lovely. Electra and Will interface, Carter devises a strategy, and then some. The Striking and the Wonderful spoilers bother that emotions run wild as things at Forrester manifestations weaken. It's another Logan versus Forrester quarrel, and this time, Steffi isn't withdrawing. She makes obviously Trust and her line are finished, and Edge backs his little girl. They relish in a conclusion of a significant time period where expectation for what was to come was once perhaps of their greatest cash cow. With Brooke being the new essence of Forrester with the Rune line, strains make things abnormal at the Style House. Electra's past could prompt a fascinating storyline. Ivy and Electra apparently popped in from no place. Notwithstanding, there is a history we still can't seem to get from Electra that closely relates to what she abandoned. In the striking and the delightful video, Electra converses with Ivy about her crush on Will. Their obvious science has been there since they met. He made it clear she was the one he was keen on, and when they share a kiss this impending week, Electra is glad for her future since her past wasn't perfect. Watchers were blessed to receive a clue that Electra might have an ex who has turned into a stalker. We see a young fellow in a room with her image all around the wall as he glares ahead. Is this an ex or somebody who has fabricated their life around following the youthful Forrester? After a not exactly heavenly gathering with Edge, Carter is started up. He feels neglected, driving his outrage to defeat him. The C video sees Carter and Trust holding desk work in her lodge. It appears they have their agreements, yet there isn't highly expressed about things other than they have what they need. This might have been stayed away from had Trust spoken the truth about her office sentiment with Carter, demonstrating she wasn't trusting that Finn will stroll in. Notwithstanding, picking the street they are on appears to give the recently shaped couple something in like manner since their adoration came as a shock. It will be a daunting task, and they will cause some disruption. Make certain to tune in all 1 week from now, to see what subtle things are going on encompassing Forrester manifestations. The November air was fresh as Electra Forrester, decorated in a Naval Force Forrester manifestations overcoat, rushed through the glass entryways. Her presence was sufficient to stop people in their tracks, since she was a Forrester as well as in light of the fact that she brought a newness that wasn't frequently seen. Will Spencer, a youthful, however rising understudy with a beguiling smile and sharp mind, watched her from the Gems Plan studio. He was a Logan and Spencer, an extraordinary mix of strong genealogies, and it displayed in his certainty. Electra had opportunity and energy to recognize him before she felt his look, a look that appeared to cut through all misrepresentation. Their most memorable genuine discussion occurred over a common chuckle about design disasters and the bizarre contention of their families. It was moment science, and the Forrester workplaces hummed with the information that something exceptional was occurring. Will was charmed, and it appeared Electra was, as well. She found in him a weakness that made her presence appeared to open. Their trades developed more private, examining their fantasies as well as their confounded family inheritances. One night, as they burned the midnight oil, a snapshot of tranquility hung among them, and Will inclined in for a kiss. It was electric. Won't had ever felt this invigorated, and Electra's heart dashed more than ever. Their growing sentiment wasn't without its difficulties. Lainey, a Forrester representative with her own desires, was noticeably disrupted by Electra's rising unmistakable quality. As Electra turned out to be more engaged with Forrester's tasks, Lainey's desire developed. At a strained experience in the planned studio, Lainey's subtle provocations didn't be ignored. Electra held her ground, however Lainey's enmity passed on her pondering who to trust. In the midst of the pressures of Forrester manifestations, news came that Christian Weissman, a puzzling figure, would join the group. Christian had a late outstanding, however Electra felt a weird feeling of acknowledgement. They were attracted to one another in manners that didn't check out, particularly with her growing sentiment with Will. Could Christian's appearance be an indication of something more profound? Electra's appeal charmed Will, however shadows from her past re-emerged. During a late evening meeting, a photograph slipped from her portfolio, a photo of a young fellow who looked stunningly fixated. It was her ex, a man she'd attempted to get away, presently apparently back in her life. Electra's walls rose, and she pulled out from Will to safeguard him. This main heightened Will's assurance to remain by her, leaving fans tense about how this would unfurl. In the interim, Carter and Trust plotted their own future, burnt out on Forrester manifestations' epic showdowns. At the point when Edge faced Carter about his thought processes, Carter's fury bubbled over. His acquiescence led her close by. Carter looked for Trust's advice, and the pair plotted for autonomy. However, Trust's insider facts and unsettled pressure with Finn compromised their assembled front. They were prepared to cause disturbances, however, much to their dismay, those waves would bring unanticipated ramifications for all interested parties. Regardless of their opponent families, Will and Electra couldn't avoid each other's draw. It was the stuff of exemplary romantic tales, an association that shouldn't exist yet flourished in resistance. Each taken look and murmured discussion elevated the dangers, yet they were ready to confront it. Will's defensive senses kicked in, particularly as Electra developed noticeably upset over her ex's unfavorable presence. As Forrester Manifestations confronted its own inner tempest, Will and Electra's relationship was tried by outside pressures. Family loyalties, unsettled fights, and insider facts from Electra's past kept on tormenting them. Electra acknowledged she needed to go up against her ex to protect her future with Will. In a snapshot of grit, she trusted in him, uncovering the full degree of her past. Will, unfazed, promised to remain by her. This arrangement traverses a multi-layered storyline with the tension, love, contention, and rich person improvement that the strong and the wonderful fans know and love. 20,000 words would additionally foster every part, adding layers to Will and Electra's relationship and investigating the perplexing relational intricacies and strains that make up their reality. Could you like me to develop any piece of this diagram or foster explicit scenes?